Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Aulia. You can call me Nur or Aul. I'm from 2B class. Now, I want to presentation one of article journal. This title is about generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, is a common disorder with a lifetime prevalence of 6.1% and a year prevalence of 2.9% in one large study. It is most common in the 45 until 55-year age group, with women twice as likely as men to have GAD. Although symptoms usually increase and decrease in intensity over time, the disorder is characterized by chronicity and is associated with high rates of psychiatric comorbidities. Example, major depression and other anxiety disorder, psychocomorbidities, example, gastrointestinal, respiratory, and thyroid disorders, and decreased quality of life. A few simple points may be made to help conceptualize GAD. GAD may be viewed as attention disorder. This is a useful term insofar as it crosses the line between psychic symptoms, worrying, feeling, excited, and irritability, and somatic complaints like muscle tension, restlessness, and insomnia. Whereas GAD patients may not present with worry. They often describe themselves as worrying. Worry may represent avoidance behavior used to reduce tension, analogous to the way agoraphobia may develop after a panic attack. Diagnosis and clinical characteristic. GAD is characterized by chronic, excessive, difficult to control worry and variety of somatic symptoms. Making the correct diagnosis is very important. Given that GAD often present with somatic symptoms and comorbid psychiatric disorder, the diagnosis is often overlooked. It is therefore important to establish persistent and excessive anxiety and worry in general terms and activities that occur. Activities that occur at least a few days rather than not 6 months. Particular attention should be paid to the evaluation of symptoms selected as target for pharmacotherapy and symptoms that might indicate the presence of other psychiatric disorder. It is also useful to determine the severity of GAD symptoms using a scale such as the Hamilton Anxiety Scale. Treatment. Purpose. The goal of GAD treatment is the reduction in ideally relief of symptoms or worry and anxiety and normal recovery of functioning. General aspect of treatment. Initial treatment of GAD is arguably either medication or psychotherapy, as both approaches are effective. Several factors might complicate GAD. Therapy impacting decision about the choice of pharmacotherapy and other intervention. The most important factors, along with their treatment implication, are listed below. In addition, prior responses to treatment and patient preference are important consideration. Geriatric patient. Research show that GAD in the elderly is not uncommon and is often accompanied by depression, given the possibility of drug accumulation and consequent side effects such motor vehicle accidents, falls and fracture. Benzodiazepines, especially in high dose or those with long half-life, should be prescribed along with extreme caution in the population. In addition, the dosage of many other psychotropic drugs requires adjustment in the elderly. Use of alcohol and or substance. When the diagnosis of GAD precedes the onset of substance abuse, treatment may be started relatively soon after abstinence. However, when anxiety symptoms have their onset during substance abuse or withdrawal, possibly a longer period of abstinence is indicated prior to evaluation of the need for treatment. In addition, given the risk of dependence, benzodiazepines should be used with caution in patients with a history of substance abuse. Other comorbid disorder. As noted earlier, there is a high rate of comorbidity among GAD, other anxiety disorder, and mood disorder. GAD will often respond to antidepressant use of first-line drugs in the disorder, and this agent should therefore be considered initially. Similarly, in patients with chronic anxiety and comorbid personality disorder, example, borderline personality disorder, antidepressant may be considered. Pharmacological treatment. The first-line treatment for uncomplicated GAD is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor atau SSRI, or a serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor drug. Given the substantial comorbidity of GAD with depression and other disorder as to which antidepressant ineffective. Expert consensus support the use of one of these agents. However, there is evidence for a variety of other agents, including pregabalin, agomelatine, other antidepressants such as Trislex, benzodiazepine, azepiron, buspirone, the antihistamine agent hydroxyzine, the first generation antipsychotic trifluoperazine, and the second generation antipsychotic quetiapine. Now, pharmacological treatment. Cognitive behavioral treatment, or CBT, has shown efficacy in GAD, where benefits are maintained and 6 months to 2 years of follow-up. Treatment of GAD using CBT involves technique of cognitive restructuring, exposure to concern, and behavior modification. There is currently little evidence that routinely initiating CBT together with medication improve outcome in GLAD. The next is comorbidity. It is important to determine whether comorbid mood or other anxiety disorder are present. For example, comorbid dysthymia may not respond to buspirone alone. Comorbid social anxiety disorder may not respond to TCAS other than clomipramine, and comorbid psychondriasis may require high-dose CCRIs. Excluding important comorbid psychiatric disorder is perhaps the most important step in the evaluation and management of refractories. In the presence of alcohol or active substance use, it may be necessary to shift the emphasis of treatment towards substance use disorder at the primary diagnosis, with anxiety as a secondary problem. Detoxification is usually the first step in the management of this patient. Although antidepressant may be useful, additional interventions such as psychotherapy may be helpful in patients with chronic anxiety disorder and comorbid personality disorder. While improvement in anxiety symptoms may reduce maladaptive behavior in patients with comorbid personality disorder, there are other patients. Example, those with borderline personality disorder, in whom the personality disorder itself may need to be the primary target of treatment. Underlying medical disorder. Patient with GAD who fail to show a marked response to treatment should be thoroughly assessed for possible underlying medical condition. A variety of different medical disorder and cause chronic anxiety, including endocrine disorder or hyperthyroidism, respiratory disorder, pulmonary disorder, cardiac disorder, or congestive heart failure, and others. If anything, such disorder naturally requires intervention. Note that when using benzodiazepines in patients with hepatic dysfunction, consider using those metabolized only by conjugates, or lorazepam and oxazepam. Conclusion. Both pharmacotherapy and psychotherapy are effective first-line process for GAD. First-line pharmacotherapy and uncomplicated GAD consists of the use of SSRI and SNRI drugs. Various other psychotropics are useful for the treatment of GAD. Response time to first-line selective SSRIs, example fluoxetine, citalopram, escitalopram, paracetamine, sertraline, or SNRIs, venlafaxine, duloxetine, are usually between 4 and 12 weeks in GAD. Benzodiazepines, example lorazepam, alprazolam, diazepam, are best reserved for short-term use, 2 until 4 weeks in the initial phase of GAD treatment with SSRIs or SNRI to provide symptom relief. Given concern about its tolerability and side effect profile, caution should be exercised in using atypical and typical antipsychotic drugs and monotherapy in GAD. CBT for GAD involves technique of cognitive restructuring, exposure concert, and behavior modification. Neither augmentation nor switching strategies work well studied in GAD, where there is only partial response to the optimal 12 weeks trial. Consider switching to another antidepressant in the same class or to a different class. Example SSRI to SNRI or agomelatine SNRI to SSR or agomelatine. Ya, thank you. This is my presentation. I'm so sorry if I have many mistake. Otherwise I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.